Hey folks, Kevin here. Well, it's October 20th, 2025. I'm out in the shop. It was actually 8 months ago today, this morning, that the workshop actually collapsed. So real happy that we've got it, got a roof on it, got walls on it, got Tyvek, got the ice and water on it as well. So it's relatively dry in here, but there are 2 leaks I found so far. We're getting a nice little rainstorm out there today with some significant winds, not as bad as they were yesterday, but as you can see, the wind's blowing water in from over here, from out there. So the first leak we have is right over here, right here where these couple of leaves are here. And as you can see, I went ahead and took like a crayon and marked the spot. What I did do was I used a laser measuring device to go ahead and shoot a spot on the underside of the roof to see whereabouts it is. I'm not getting up there today. Then we've got another spot over here, and out, you know, it's pretty beneficial that we are getting the rain today, so that we can identify any leaks. And got a bucket up here right now, and you can see it's a big wet spot down here, and it's so hard to see the actual spots. So what I do is I mark as best as I can the location where the water is dripping, and of course the winds are coming in out of the north up there, so it's all the winds are blowing in this direction, north to south right now inside the shop. So we know about the relative location. I can get measurements and all. So when it's dry, I can get up there and see, is it a nail that's protruding through it? Is there a crack in it? I did save the little pieces of end roll that was left over from the job, tiny pieces, but hopefully we'll be able to find out what the underlying problem is and get that patched before the metal roof goes on. So it's kind of fortunate that the metal roof isn't on yet, and we've identified a couple of leaks. And the winds aren't kicked up just yet. So anyways, and I'm getting caught in some of the wrapping. I got the little table saw out here right now, the little contractor saw, which is a nice little saw. This will be my first time using it today. And yeah, things are... So I don't know how much I'll record, but what I'm going to do is our studs are all 16 inches on center. Not all of them, of course. There's some that are less than that, and like this is less than that. So if they're 16 inches on center, we can cut our noggins or our supports about 14.5 inches long. That account for the 1.5 inches. And that way there we can get everything supported all the way up on these walls. So, you know, not everything, you know, I'm real happy with what the Amish crews were able to do. You do discover things. I mean, they're just moving so darn quick, and things that I wouldn't do. You know, it's like when they're putting up the plywood sheathing on this wall, you'd see that this wasn't level, so you can actually see a small crack right there. So really, this is over 3/4 of an inch, so they put an extra stud here. Now I can just scab another stud on going up there, and you can see that's why they missed with some nails. And there's going to be nails that miss when they're moving along. But you know, I would have gone ahead and made sure that each stud was 16 inches on center all the way up here. It's not horrible. I've seen this multiple times whenever I visit anybody's place under construction when they're having contractors doing the work. And it wasn't one of the Amish, it was one of the a Hispanic gentleman who was putting on the siding here. I was having a splitting headache at the time, so I didn't pay close attention to that. But you know, one of the things we're going to want to get the supports in here right, because each one of these buggers are going to bow some, especially as tall as they are, and we just want to get them all straight and supported appropriately. Then we'll get our sheathing on here. We'll get our electric on and our sheathing. So I'll probably go ahead and take a lot of the smaller boards that we've got here, and over there I have some that are over 14.5 inches long, so I'll cut up a bunch of those. And I know I have more out back, but we'll figure this out, and I'll be cutting up some of these shorter boards and making our supports, our bridging, noggins, stud braces, whatever you want to call them. So that's what I'm going to do now, is cut up some of those boards. I have some more nails to pick up. A lot of the boards on the wall here were all knocked down with the winds yesterday. So, not sure what I'll record, but we'll see how it goes.
When I was a young boy, life was so clear, safe in the arms of love, no hint of fear. But when my dad passed on, the skies turned gray, emotions like a volcano, lost in the fray. I wandered through the darkness, seeking light, facing storms alone in the dead of night. Many challenges came, mistakes were made, but each day I rose, though my heart was frayed. Now I see the man in the mirror, through the trials I've grown clearer, facing fears, embracing change. Through the storms I rearranged, I've stumbled and I've stood again, with every loss, with every win. And now I look back with no sorrow, I've grown to build a better tomorrow. Through the years I fought my inner wars, battled demons, healed the scars. Weaknesses I've faced and strengths I've found, and every silent tear a lesson crowned. Life's a journey, not a perfect path. I've learned to love, I've learned to laugh. With each new day I strive to be a better man, to set my spirit free. Now I see the man in the mirror, through the trials I've grown clearer, facing fears, embracing change. Through the storms I rearranged, I've stumbled and I've stood again, with every loss, with every win. And now I look back with no sorrow, I've grown to build a better tomorrow. Reflections show the miles I've tread, the dreams I've chased, the tears I've shed. In every fall I've found my way, to stand up stronger day by day, content with who I've come to be. In the mirror I see me, a journey long, a story told, a heart that's brave, a spirit bold. The boy who once felt lost and small has grown to stand so proud and tall. With every challenge, every stride, I've found my strength, my peace inside. Now I see the man in the mirror, through the trials I've grown clearer, facing fears, embracing change. Through the storms I rearranged, I've stumbled and I've stood again, with every loss, with every win. And now I look back with no sorrow, I've grown to build a better tomorrow. The man in the mirror, he's learned to see the beauty in his journey, the strength to be free. With each new dawn I rise once more, a better man than the day before.
In a world that's always busy, always loud, I find my peace away from the crowd. The noise it overwhelms, the chatter drains, but in the quiet, I break these chains.
Please don't take offense, it's just the way I'm meant to be. In the silence and the solitude, that's where my soul feels free. Please don't take offense if I need to be alone in nature's arms and gardens bloom. That's where I've found my home. Walking through the forest, I feel alive. Every step, every breath, it's how I thrive. The whispering trees, the rustling leaves, they're the company that my heart believes. Please don't take offense, it's just the way I'm meant to be. In the silence and the solitude, that's where my soul feels free. Please don't take offense if I need to be alone in nature's arms and gardens bloom. That's where I found my home. One-on-one, if the topic's right, I can shine, I can be the light. But large crowds, they steal my spark, leave me drained and in the dark. Please don't take offense, it's just the way I'm meant to be. In the silence and the solitude, that's where my soul feels free. Please don't take offense if I need to be alone in nature's arms and gardens bloom. That's where I found my home. So understand, it's not about you, it's just the way I have to renew. In the quiet, my dreams take flight. In the stillness, I find my light. Please don't take offense, it's just who I am inside. In the quiet moments, I reside. That's where my spirit can glide.
Well, everything went fairly well today. I was able to cut up some of the 14.5-inch blocks that will end up being placed in between all of the 16-inch on center 2x6s, both sides, up and down here. I think my first goal here, now there's quite a few, there's a lot more little stubby blocks like this that need to be cut up. But I got enough for about one wall, I think right now, this wall here. But there will also be blocks that will tie the two together as well. Besides there being a block here and a block here to hold the 16-inch on center span between these, I'm going to interlock, pull these together, and tie them together as well, or at least that's the plan at this point. I did get one set of pallets out of here. They're stacked over there. There were some of the smaller boards. The way I'm thinking right now, I'll probably use every single one of these 2x6s here for blocking or for nailing surfaces. So when we put the ceiling up there on the end walls, we're going to want to have blocks that we can nail the ceiling to all the way around. So I'm going to need lots of lumber to accomplish those tasks. So here's the first set of cutoffs over here right now. I may still end up using some of these pieces that are in here, but I tossed them into this box to keep it somewhat organized. Even though these ones are shorter, they aren't 14.5 inches in length. Quite a few of these will end up being used because these will be blocks that will lock, oh dang it, come on camera, that will lock these two together and all. So first we'll get the other ones established, get them all plumb and the proper spacing, And after all those blocks are in, then we could start running our wiring and put our receptacles in the various locations. But it's going to take a while just to get those done and to go through, well, our salvaged lumber and get all the parts out of it that we can get. It's raining again now. It's let up a couple of times. And I've just got to sort through this lumber and see if I have more manageable lumber out back. So we'll have to see just what we've got, and we'll reuse as much of the materials that we have as possible. So this was my first time using this table saw here. So this is a DEWALT DWE 7491, and it might be the RS, I'm not sure. I can't remember if the stand came with this table saw or I bought that separate. I think it's a nice stand. It works well for this. I haven't calibrated it for doing what I'm doing now, just cutting these 2x6s and all. It's pretty darn good. You know, it has all of the basics, and I can always do a full review if people are interested in all. It's a very nice little unit. Some things are not as high quality, like the miter here that's here. I don't use this one. I've got another miter. I've got several miters and all, but this one can rip up to 32.5 inches. So this is a good, you know, contractor or builder's portable table saw, which is going to come in real handy right now. I really would like to have my big table saw, my shop saw, with all, because I had all of my oh, I can't think of it, the attachments for it, for panel cutting and all of that, so all the different jigs for it. And this will work for now, and it is a nice little saw. I like the way that it operates, but I do miss my big saw. I like a great big bed that I can work on. Try to get this camera down where I want it here. A nice large outfeed table, side tables for supporting the sheets with the fold up arms like I have for my other one, with the precision built-in miter fence. So, really nice unit that I had. It took me years to get it built out completely. Where this will be nice for the jobs I got to do over the next couple of years. So we'll decide if I ever do go back to a nice big table saw. I think this miter saw is going to be fine. Like I said, tomorrow the new stand should be coming in. This is a defective stand. I can't even break it down. So they'll take it as one big piece tomorrow or the day after. So we'll see how that saw works out. I'm kind of excited about having a compound miter saw again. And this one had lots of good reviews. This is a 12-inch model. This table saw is a 10-inch table saw, which is adequate for what we have. And then we have the my radial arm saw back that got damaged as well. So what the heck, each one has their own ideal operations that you can use them for. So anyways, I think that's about it for today's video. I'm really glad in one sense that we discovered the leaks today. So when it's all dried up and I can get up on the roof, I've got to discover what's causing a leak. It may be another nail that's sticking up. It may be a cut in it. It may be a seam. Shouldn't be a seam. It should all be 3 inches overlap. So we'll have to see just what it is. But I'm glad, if I'm going to have leaks, discover it now before we get the metal on it so I can get that straight. So anyways, that's it for today's video, folks. I hope you stay safe, take care, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye now.